Hello everyone, welcome to iExam B. In today's video, I am going to talk about the finance and management paper for RBI Grade B and how you should prepare for 2023 by talking about certain myths related to FM paper and actually what the reality is. To first talk about the FM paper, the finance and management paper. This is a part of phase 2 of RBI Grade B exam, and this is the third paper that comes in phase 2, first being ESI, which is your economics and social issues, the second paper being descriptive English, which is testing your writing skills, and your third paper is the general finance and management paper. So we are going to talk about specifically focusing on this paper today, various myths associated with it and what the reality is and how you can maximize your score by scoring and preparing well for the FM paper. So let's move on to the first myth. The first myth that relates to the FM paper is that the FM or the finance and management syllabus is very huge and requires much more time to cover as compared to any other subject in the RBI Grade B exam. Well, this is a very big myth, and actually the reality is, although it looks big because it is occupying more space in the syllabus that is given as compared to other subjects, however, there are a lot of topics which are overlapping with other papers, and also despite it being more elaborative in nature, the topics are actually easier and quicker to cover. Let us look at it why this myth comes across. The myth comes across because in the notification, the syllabus is provided to you for paper 1, which is ESI, and for paper 3, which is finance and management. So here look at how the ESI syllabus has been given. It is given in broadly 4 major divisions or topics, which is growth and development, Indian economy, globalization, and social structure in India. Of course, they have a lot of subparts, but it covers a very small space overall in the notification. Whereas in comparison, if we look at the finance and management syllabus, it is covered over 2 pages in the notification. First part relating to the finance part, the general finance, and the second relating to the management part, which again covers 2 aspects, management related and ethics and corporate governance related. So it looks like a huge syllabus which scares a lot of candidates and students looking to prepare for RBI Grade B paper. Now let me demystify this myth. Although the syllabus is looking very huge, there are a lot of overlapping topics. For example, when we are studying about the global financial crisis, one happens to also study about a lot of aspects related to risk management, which covers your Basel norms. Okay, then when we are talking about financial markets and international trends, when we are talking about GA, we are discussing, then this also gets covered. When we are talking about union budget concepts and broader trends, look at your ESI. The union budget economic survey and union budget is also common here. When we are talking about various markets, money market being one of the important markets that are studied, this is also discussed. The Indian money and financial markets are also a part of your ESI syllabus. Similarly, inflation is discussed when we talk about the monetary policy. When we are studying growth, inflation is also discussed in that. When we are talking about fintechs, when we study about impact, when we are talking about financial inclusion, some parts of it are also covered and studied together and talked about when we are talking about fintechs, financial inclusion, or global financial crisis for that matter. Basics of derivatives also get discussed when we are talking about risk management and impact of global financial crisis. So there is a lot of similarity, a lot of points that are overlapping in your ES and FM topics, understanding conceptual topics do not change. For example, see again one more topic, I'll give you example. When we are studying about RBI, its functions and conduct of monetary policy, we are also studying monetary policy here in collaboration with the fiscal policy also. So a lot of topics are overlapping and they are actually studied in sync with one another. When I talk about the management part, there are broadly 6 topics. First, the fundamentals of management. Second, organizational behavior. Third, your leadership. Fourth, your motivation. Motivation topics get covered. And then your ethics and corporate governance, and then communication. These are your broad 6 topics, which because of the various theories that they have mentioned here, it takes a lot of more space. But when you start studying each point one by one, they are not very difficult to cover or even lengthy to cover. So this is a very classic example about quality versus quantity. So not always that something is big is difficult or of less quality or of more quality. So we have to understand that and therefore not be scared after looking at the syllabus of FM in the notification. Let's move on to the next myth. The next myth related to FM finance and management paper is that FM is not scoring at all. And second part, in 2021, after the descriptive was introduced in the ESI and finance paper in 2021, then many students have started getting scared of attempting RBI Grade B paper because of the descriptive part, because it is more difficult to prepare as per the myth and it is less scoring than the objective part. Well, this is a very, very big myth and I will show you the facts to prove that this is incorrect and this is the wrong kind of fear that you are creating in your mind. Actually, the reality is that the FM paper is much more scoring than the ESI paper, and your descriptive and objective paper marks do not differ to a very large extent. So let me show you some facts about it. This is the data for the last 3 recruitment cycles that have happened, that is in 2018, 2019 and 2021. In 2021, we have to note that the paper pattern was changed and we had 50% objective paper and 50% descriptive paper. Right, but before this, in 18 and 19, your 100% paper was objective in nature, right? So let's first talk about the first myth, that is ESI is more scoring or FM is less scoring than ESI. This is absolutely incorrect. If I look at the data, these are the marks of the selected candidates over the last 3 recruitment cycles, and these marks are out of a total of 100, right? So in 2018, if I look at the average marks that the selected candidates had got, the difference between your FM paper and your ESI paper was approximately 9 marks. That means in FM, the students had scored more than ESI by almost 9 marks. In 2019, this gap increased substantially to 16 marks, and in 2001 again it was substantially high at 13 marks. So FM has across been more scoring for the students than the ESI paper. If I look at the maximum or the highest marks that the students obtained in FM paper and ESI paper, here again FM was much more than ESI, with an average of almost 10 marks difference between the ESI and FM paper. If I compare the lowest marks that the selected candidates got in each of these papers of ESI and FM, here again the gap was substantially high, and on an average you can say the marks, the difference between the FM and ESI marks is almost 10 marks difference exists between the FM and ESI, with FM scoring higher than the ESI paper. And these are facts, these are actual marks of the selected candidates that I have taken. The second aspect related to the descriptive and objective part. Okay, so in 2021, as I told, the pattern was changed and 50% was objective paper and your 50% marks are of descriptive nature. So when I look at the marks in this case also, if I compare it with ESI and FM, again FM was higher both in objective and descriptive paper when I compare it with ESI. So on an average in 2021, there was a difference of 10 marks between FM and ESI. When I compare it with the highest mark obtained in these papers, the difference was of almost 8 marks and of almost 6 marks when I compare the lowest marks. In comparison to this, in the descriptive paper, the gap between the FM and ESI paper was almost 2.5 marks. The marks difference was relatively less, but FM marks were still higher than the ESI marks. If I now look at between the objective and the descriptive paper, see, if I compare for FM alone, the average marks for the objective was 38, while that for descriptive was 34. So it's not a very huge difference between the objective or the descriptive marks when it comes to the pattern change. In objective in FM, almost 49 marks out of 50. So you can see almost full marks people have got in the objective part of finance last year, and in comparison the descriptive part was also substantially high at 43 marks out of 50. If I talk about the lowest marks in between the objective and descriptive of finance alone, it was almost the same, with 18.75 marks being in objective. In fact, here the objective is less than the descriptive. The descriptive paper lowest marks was 19 marks. So again, this is no basis is there for you to believe that the pattern change has negatively impacted the preparation or your prospects of becoming an RBI Grade B officer. So these are baseless, and if anybody is making you believe that descriptive is difficult to prepare or objective is easier or FM is very difficult to prepare, then all these are baseless and you should not be scared from these such comments or such statements. If I move on to explain it further, your finance and management paper can actually help you pull up your final score when it comes to your final written exam cutoff. Here I am comparing the cutoff marks and the highest marks of finance that have been obtained. So wise, the cutoff for the general segment was 201 in 2018, it was 193 in 2019, and in 2021 the cutoff was 187.75. This is for the written part, which is your phase 2. Okay, so out of 300 marks, because there are 3 papers that happen. The ESI is of 100 marks, your English is of 100 marks, and your FM is of 100 marks. So FM has 33% weightage, 1/3 weightage in your overall total marks. However, if I compare it with the highest marks that have been obtained in FM, which is 90 in 2018, again 90 in 2019, and 87.5 in 2021, as a percentage, this FM paper can actually help you pull up your marks and get substantial part of your marks in the overall cutoff that has been cut off. Coming to the last myth and the third myth that I am going to discuss today, the myth is related to that finance and management, okay, it is scoring, but it is very difficult to prepare. It's very difficult to study and to understand. Again, this is a very, very big myth which is created in the mind of the people to make you believe that you cannot prepare, or because you have never studied before finance, if you have not studied, then this is something that you will not be able to learn. Again, this is a myth because FM is much more simpler than you assume, and it is very more simple to score in FM paper as compared to what you are made to believe. There are various reasons. First, you have to remember it's not a pure finance paper, it is a general finance paper, and that is a very big and management. So your management is almost 50% of the paper. If I see the last since 2018, and I'm also including 2022 this year, the paper have already happened. The marks are not out yet, the results are not out yet, but the paper has happened and we know the breakup. So the finance and management have almost equal weightage in the exam. Management is more about understanding human resource, the human resource aspect, and various principles which of management, which are very, very logical in understanding. So if you give a read through the syllabus from any book related to management, from an Indian author or a foreign author, whichever you prefer, there are a list of books that are available. You can also see it on our website, which you can refer to, and simple readings and logical thinking can very easily be applied in management. And when it comes to the finance part, again you have to follow the syllabus and keep clearing your concepts related to those topics. And if you keep clearing the concepts related to those topics, it also helps you to understand how the financial and the economic setup of a country works, and remember factual information. There are some questions which are concept based, which again, as I said, if you start with basics, if you start in the correct manner your preparation, all these concepts get cleared and it helps you, and these stay with you all along. So you don't have to keep mugging them, or you don't need to keep getting fresh information on a recurring basis. So if you start right, the conceptual understanding really takes you a long way. And when it comes to the dynamic part, like what RBI is saying, what kind of regulations RBI is bringing in, this is something which is also you're getting updated on a daily regular basis when you're preparing for your general awareness. So there is no line that is demarcating any update that RBI or the government is making related to the financial system or the financial markets that you do not come across when you are reading newspapers, when you are reading our BPedia, when you are preparing for your GA. So this is something that goes on a daily basis hand in hand, and you do not need separate effort to get yourself updated with this kind of news. We in fact are now also providing daily BPedia. You can go on a website which is available for free, where you get all the latest updates related to everything that is happening in the financial world, in the economy, and in India and internationally, that is of relevance for various competitive exams. So you get this in a very crisp manner, updated on a daily basis, which helps you to prepare both for your GA, ESI, and your dynamic finance aspect. The questions have been very simple, direct, conceptual, or directly from the news, and you can also refer to the previous year papers, which are again available for free on our website www.iexamb.com there, and to help you clear your concepts. As I said, if once this is a one-time effort, if you have your right start, if you get your basics right in the first place, you don't need to restart your finance preparation every day or in every cycle. Once your concepts are clear, all you need to know is keep revising them and keep building them with the help of the dynamic or the current affairs. To help your finance, make your preparation for finance and management easier, iExamB is the only online platform that provides you with 3 expert faculty consisting of Sushil Ragde sir, who has been mentoring for more than 10 years for RBI Grade B exam. Myself, Prachi Agarwal, I have a 10 years corporate experience in the financial markets, and I have been mentoring for RBI and SEBI exam from the last 4 years. Shikha Malhotra ma'am, who has 9 years of experience working at SBI and is JIB CIB exam cleared, and she is also pursuing her PhD in finance currently. So the only platform to provide you 3 experts in the finance and management space for your preparation and accurate coverage and guidance related to overall RBI Grade B exam. We make your preparation 50% faster by giving you crisp notes, accurate videos and the right content, previous year papers, lot of quizzes to practice for your preparation, which are focused and relevant for the specific exams for which you are preparing. As of now, if you want to be a part of our online courses are available at a flat 40% off for related to RBI Grade B. We have already started our classes for the 2023 preparation. We also run our India's only hybrid online plus offline preparation program for RBI Grade B Extreme B, which we have where you get to meet the faculty face to face, enter into enriching discussion sessions and learn through games and interaction with the experienced faculty, RBI, ex-RBI officers at one location. We conducted the offline mode in 2020 at Delhi, and our next batch is going to be at Pune. So if you're interested for any more details, you can contact on the number given on the screen, or you can write or email us at hello@iexamb.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon so that you're updated for any other informative video related to your government jobs preparation. Thank you everybody, wishing you all the best.